Hi, let's look at the purchase order module in Sage 300 and see how easy it is to use the PO, record the receipt of items, and then book the invoice against those receipts, which automatically get updated and pushed to your accounts payable. The inventory gets updated and the general ledger entries are passed. Let's get you started. For that, I'm navigating to my Sage 300 desktop edition, purchase order module, PO transactions. We have an option either to start with requisition entry or the PO entry. In this example, I'm going to start directly from the purchase order entry. I will select my vendor by clicking on this finder button. If I have a long list of suppliers, then I can choose to find a vendor by vendor name, where the name contains example material. I'll select this supplier over here, define the location where the goods are going to ship to. Again, I can click on the finder or press the F5 key on the keyboard. Select the warehouse here where the goods are going to be delivered and the bill to location. Payment terms are going to be picked up from the supplier master automatically. I click on the item number. Again, we have got the finder option. I want to select whiteboard as an example, and I want to order 100 pieces. Either I can now scroll to the right, fill more information as required. You can have a look at all the columns which are available. For example, optional fields is also here if you want to use it by creating new fields, or you can press the insert key on the keyboard and jump to the second line. Click on the item number, select more items, define the quantity, and once you've finished updating all the items, you can click on the post button. But before you do that, there are some additional functionalities which you can choose. For example, you can set the arrival date. So if you have an expected arrival date that I'm expecting these material to be delivered by tomorrow, I can put it here. I can set arrival date for all the line items from here automatically. I can check the taxes if they're getting calculated properly. Look at the optional fields if they are required. If anything is mandatory to be filled, you can at this stage fill that information. Validate that the total amounts are being calculated properly and click on the post button. Once you hit the post button, you will be prompted to print the purchase order. If you want to do that, click on yes. If you have multiple layouts designed for your purchase orders, you can choose them before printing over here. Once you have selected your required layout, you can click on the print button. Depending on the print destination, either the print button will show you a preview or directly send it to the printer or email. That print destination can be selected from your main Sage 300 window. Now for my print destination, it is marked as preview first. So that's why I can see the preview on my screen, and then I can hit the print button over here or export this file as PDF or other required format. These layouts can be customized completely. At Cephii Computers, we've been serving companies since 2011, helping them implement different ERP solutions like Sage, Microsoft, and other accounting software. If you need help with implementation, or if you're struggling with your own Sage 300 system, get in touch with us. You can find the link in the description, or you can visit cephiecomputers.com for more information. Continuing, I'll close this window over here. The print destination that we spoke about is available here, where you can select what will be the print destination for your company. Now once you have done that, the purchase order is updated. Now you can then, as a next step, you can go to receipt entry for receiving the items against a purchase order. In this entry, you can either select the vendor and then find the PO number, or if you already know the PO number, you can directly click on the finder, select the PO. In this example, it's PO number 5. Now you can specify the quantity that you're receiving. You will be able to see the outstanding quantity in one of the columns over here. So let me just quickly show it to you. So I've got 100 and 150 pieces outstanding. I can choose to enter the quantity manually, or I can use the receive all button if I'm receiving everything on the PO in one shot. Let's click on receive all. Please note that when I receive all the items, this will also mark the PO as completed for each and every line. That means after this point, I will not be able to receive any more products on this PO number 5. Once you have entered this required information, if you want to check the taxes, You can do that, look at the total amounts, fill in any optional fields if they are mandatory. Plus, when you're importing certain material, you'll be able to even allocate the additional cost. We will look at this particular feature in the next video. For now, I'm purchasing these items locally, so I want to select everything is received. This will mark this PO as completed, and I can hit the post button, and the PO receipt will be updated in the system. This posting depends on the system setup. If it is set up to real-time posting, then the inventory and GL will be updated in real time. If you set it up for day-end posting, then you'll have to run the ICDN processing for updating all the receipts, invoices, or all the transactions from the PO and order entry module to your inventory, AP, AR, GL respectively. Now you can choose to print this receipt. Select the layout if you have multiple layouts defined for your company. Hit the print button. Again, it will show me the preview based on my print destination options, and then I can enter more information over here by printing it out. Now this PO receipt is updated. The last step in this procurement cycle is updating the invoice against the receipt, which can be done by the finance department. For that, I will go to Invoice Entry, enter the invoice number, select the supplier from here. So I've got this building material company, and then when I click on the finder of receipts, I can see a list of receipts. Validate the information over here, check for the taxes, terms of payment, additional costs if any, look at the total amounts, and click on the post button. This will create a supplier AP invoice in the Accounts Payable module, and it will also update the GL transaction if your system is set up to real-time posting. Close this window. That's it. Just to quickly check whether the entries are appearing, I'll go to Accounts Payable, AP Transactions, Invoice Batch List. If I click on Show Posted and Deleted Batches, this is the batch which has been created just now, PO generated batch, and this over here is again posted. The entry has moved to GL Transaction Batch List, and you will see two transactions, one coming from PO, the other coming from Accounts Payable. That's it. If you have more questions, feel free to get in touch with a member of Sefi Computers team. You can find the link in the description. I will be more than happy to assist you with your ERP implementation.